Hi guys, and welcome to my 2026 TBR. So if you don't know what a TBR is, it's a to be read list. So you just put a bunch of books on a list that you want to read, and this can be like people make them for the year, people make them for the month, people make them for like seasons, fun times. So this one is for all of 2026. I've got some new releases in here, and then I've also got some that have been on my TBR for a really long time, and I just hope to get to them this year. My reading goal for the year is 20 books. I think I did like 14 or 15 last year, so I think I can do 20 if I really lock it in. My first book is a new release by Alice Feeney. It comes out January 20th, and it is called My Husband's Wife. Eden Fox, an artist on the brink of her big break, sets off for a run before her first exhibition. When she returns to the home she recently moved into, Spyglass, an enchanting old house in Hope Falls, nothing is as it should be. Her key doesn't fit. A woman eerily similar to her answers the door. Her husband insists that the stranger is his wife. One house, one husband, two women, someone is lying. 6 months earlier, a reclusive Londoner called Bertie, reeling from a life-changing diagnosis, inherits Spyglass. This unexpected gift from a long-lost grandmother brings her to a pretty seaside village of Hope Falls. But then, Bertie stumbles upon a shadowy London clinic that claims to be able to predict a person's date of death, including her own. Secrets start to unravel, and as the line between truth and lies blurs, Bertie feels compelled to right some old wrongs. The Husband's Wife is a tangled web of deception, obsession, and mystery that will keep you guessing until the last page. Prepare yourself for the ultimate mind-bending marriage thriller and step inside Spyglass, if you dare, to experience a story where nothing is as it seems. Ooh, that one is so exciting. That is something that I'm gonna eat up. There are some books that I just can tell are gonna be fast-paced for me because I'm just like so excited to read them. I think that'll be one of them. The next one is Dear Debbie by Frida McFadden, which I think they already have announced that this is becoming a movie. And this is releasing January 27th. A brand new twisted thriller that will have you cheering good for her from the #1 New York Times best-selling global sensation Frida McFadden, author of The Housemaid. Sometimes enough is enough. Debbie Mullen is losing it. For years, she has compiled all of her new evidence into her column, Dear Debbie, where the wives of New England come for sympathy and neighborly advice. Through her work, Debbie has heard from countless women who are ignored, belittled, and even abused by their husbands. And Debbie does her best to guide them in the right direction. Or at least she did. These days, Debbie's life seems to be spiraling out of control. She lost her job. Something strange is happening with her teenage daughters, and her husband is keeping secrets according to the tracking app she installed on his phone. Now, Debbie's done being the bigger person. She's done being reasonable and practical. It's time for her to take her own advice, and it's time for payback against all the people in her life who deserve it most. Ooh, ooh. That one sounds so nice. Nice is crazy. That one sounds like it's gonna be good. All of Frida McFadden's books are so fast-paced. I love the audiobook. Just clean your house, listen to the audiobook. It's so good. That one I am super excited about. Okay, this next one I did not even know about until I was kind of doing a little more research for this video, but I love, I read a book last year. What was it? Another like Mary Kubica book. And I loved it. I loved her writing, so I'm really excited for this one. It's called It's Not Her, which is supposed to be released February 3rd. Two families vacationing at a secluded lake resort are at the center of a chilling crime and mysterious disappearance in a twisty, unput-downable thriller. A stunning discovery. Courtney Gray's tranquil family vacation is shattered when she hears a blood-curdling scream from the lakeside cottage next door. There she finds the lifeless bodies of her brother and her sister-in-law. Her teenage niece, Reese, is nowhere to be found, while her nephew Wyatt lies asleep upstairs unharmed. A shocking investigation. As the police descend on the quiet resort town, disturbing secrets about Courtney's family start to emerge. When she learns the town has secrets of her own, it makes her wonder if Reese is another victim in a brutal crime or if she's the killer. A truth no one could have imagined. As Courtney begins to unravel the terrible mystery, she realizes that everyone around her has something to hide, and the closer she gets to the truth, the harder it is to see. If you haven't picked up on this, I love thrillers, and that's what I get most excited to read. Oh, Barney. Okay, the next one I'm so excited for my good friend Brooke Averick is releasing a book May 26th called Phoebe Berman's Gonna Lose It. And I know she's worked so hard on this and like just followed her for so long that I'm so excited to finally read this. Meet Phoebe Berman. Despite being a hopeless romantic, she's about to be a 30-year-old virgin. With 1 month before her milestone birthday, she's determined to finally lose it. Her own anxiety doesn't slow her down. The can't-miss debut novel from podcaster and comedian Brooke Averick. Because is it possible to find true love when going on a date makes you want to throw up? Phoebe Berman fears one thing she wants the most: love. Thanks to an extremely unfortunate first kiss attempt, crippling intimacy anxiety has plagued her since she was a teen. Phoebe has so much going for her: a dream teaching job, a supportive, hilarious group of best friends, and all the romance novels a girl could want at her fingertips. But she can't help but beat herself up over the one thing she can't quite seem to figure out. Determined to change this, she drafts up the ultimate guide to my losing my virginity checklist, with the hope of finally getting laid. Suddenly, she goes from a relatively boring, basically non-existent dating life to juggling 3 romantic prospects at once. There's the gorgeous new 4th grade teacher at her school, a former high school classmate that resurfaces through words with friends, and there will always be her roommate, who just might be the best friends to lover situation of her dreams. Phoebe Berman's Gonna Lose It is a brutally honest and completely relatable story for anyone who's ever felt stuck between coming of age and coming apart. Like, that just sounds so good. That sounds so good, and it's so creative. I can't wait. I've got that one ordered, so it'll be here through the Amazon as soon as it's released. And then I have another influencer who wrote a book. I also want to read Just Friends by Haley Pham. This is expected March 3rd of this year. I've heard some bad reviews, and that it's kind of, I've heard some bad reviews, but I love her. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm not going to let those reviews sway my opinion, because I really like her. And maybe I have a completely different opinion than those people. This heartwarming and swoon-worthy second chance romance about childhood friends connecting as adults is the highly anticipated debut novel from Book Talk icon Haley Pham. Blair and Declan were inseparable growing up, best friends who knew each other better than anyone else. But when an impulsive kiss took them from friends to something more, everything changed. Just as quickly as the romance started, one moment shattered it all, leaving them with nothing but heartbreak and silence. Now, 4 years later, Blair is back in their coastal hometown of Seabrook to support her mom and care for her great Aunt Lottie as her health declines. To make ends meet, Blair applies to work at a coffee shop only to discover it's managed by none other than Declan, the boy she loved, the boy she lost, the boy who still makes her heart race. As Blair's path keeps crossing with Declan's, old wounds resurface, secrets are revealed, and sparks reignite. But could their future ever be free of their past, told in dual timelines that unravel the magic and the pain of their first love? Just Friends is a moving romantic story about second chances, the weight of dreams, and finding your way back to the people who feel like home. I think I'm gonna like this. I really do. I do. I think I'm gonna like it. I wish that I hadn't seen those stupid TikToks that were so negative so that I could just go into this with empty thoughts, but that's okay. And then the rest of the books on my list actually are not new releases, so I had quite a few new releases that I'm excited for. Then these are some that I've just had on my TBR for so long that I'm like, I gotta get to these. The first one I'm really hoping, I can't speak today. I can't speak. The first one I'm hoping to actually listen to, because I've heard that it is a great story to have on audiobook, and that is Kill for Me, Kill for You by Stephen Kavanaugh. A razor-sharp and Hitchcock-inspired psychological thriller about 2 ordinary women who make a dangerous pact to take revenge for each other after being pushed to the brink. One dark evening on New York City's Upper West Side, 2 strangers meet by chance. Over drinks, Amanda and Wendy realize they have much in common, especially loneliness and an intense desire for revenge against men who destroyed their families. As they talk into the night, they come up with the perfect plan. If you kill for me, I'll kill for you. In another part of the city, Ruth is home alone when the beautiful brownstone she shares with her husband, Scott, is invaded. She's attacked by a man with piercing blue eyes who disappears into the night. Will she ever be able to feel safe while the blue-eyed stranger is out there? I'm so excited for that one. That's gonna be maybe one of the first ones that I read this year. And then the next one is Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the second book in a series, The Naturals, that I started last year, and I really loved the first one but never got into the second one, so I'm really hoping to do that. This one, people always say, or like this series, people always say if you like Criminal Minds, you'll like this book series. That's why I started it, and I agree. So if you like Criminal Minds, you might want to give this a read. 17-year-old Cassie Hobbs has a gift for profiling people. Her talent has landed her a spot in an elite FBI program for teens with innate crime-solving abilities and into some harrowing situations. After barely escaping a confrontation with an unbalanced killer obsession with her mother's murder, Cassie hopes she and the rest of the team can stick to solving cold cases from a distance. But when victims of a brutal new serial killer start turning up, the Naturals are pulled into an active case that strikes too close to home. The killer is a perfect copycat of Dean's incarcerated father, a man he'd do anything to forget. Forced deeper into a murder psyche than ever before, will the Naturals be able to outsmart the killer's brutal mind games before this copycat twists them into his web for good? I listened to the first book. I think I listened to half of it and I read half of it, and I really liked both of them. So I don't know if I'm gonna want to read this or if I will want an audiobook or not. Okay, the next one feels like I should have read this years and years and years ago, which I should have. Because I love Emily Henry, and I've read all of her books except for this one, I think. And that is People We Meet on Vacation. And the Netflix movie came out just a couple days ago, so I really want to read it so then I can watch the movie. 2 best friends, 10 summer trips, one last chance to fall in love. Alex and Poppy, Poppy and Alex. They have nothing in common. She's a wild child. He wears khakis. She has insatiable wanderlust. He prefers to stay home with a book. And somehow, ever since a fateful car share home from college many years ago, they are very best friends. For most of the year, they live apart. She's in New York City, and he's in their smaller hometown. But every summer, for a decade, they have taken one glorious week of vacation together. Until 2 years ago, when they ruined everything. They haven't spoken since. Poppy has everything she should want, but she's stuck in a rut. When someone asks when she was last truly happy, she knows without a doubt that it was on that ill-fated final trip with Alex. And so she decides to convince her best friend to take one more vacation together, lay everything on the table, make it all right. Miraculously, he agrees. Now she has a week to fix everything. If only she can get around the one big truth that has always stood quietly in the middle of their seemingly perfect relationship. What could go wrong? Ugh, my sister just read this book too, and she said it was really good. If you've read the book and watched the movie, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm very intrigued. And then the last one I'm also super excited for because people talk so much about this book, how it's their best book of the year. And this is Margot's Got Money Troubles by Ruthie Thorpe. As the child of a Hooters waitress and an ex-pro wrestler, Margot